The research study entitled The Effects of Social Cultural Practices on Humanitarian Response for Girl Child Education among South Sudanese girls in Kakuma Camp, Kenya. This was authored by Ali Omar Duale, Kennedy Onkware, and Ferdinand Nabeswa.
For the respondents, the target population included girls in school within the refugee camp. The study also targeted other education stakeholders including teachers, members of school board of management, parents, girls who drop out of school, humanitarian agencies implementing education in the camps, and government officials. The total sample size for this study was 451.
The study utilized descriptive survey research design and evaluative research design. The study was conducted in Kakuma Refugee Camp, located in northwestern Kenya. The study employed several sampling techniques, including stratified proportionate sampling, sampling random sampling, convenient sampling, snowball sampling, and purposive sampling. Analysis of the data was done using Statistical Package for Social Science or SPSS version 24 for descriptive statistics to generate frequencies and percentage.
For the domestic violence emerges as critical issue, with nearly half of the respondents linking it to the adverse effects of girls' psychological well-being and academic engagement. And also for the low enrollment rates are predominantly attributed to social-cultural norms and parental education levels, highlighting the importance of family background in shaping educational opportunities. And as for the issue of poor academic performance, it's exacerbated by factors such as parental neglect, societal expectations, and inadequate resources, including basic necessities, of sanitary products. Low attendance rates are also influenced by economic barriers and cultural attitudes that prioritize boys' education over girls. And for the high gender disparity, is a persistent challenge, with many girls facing systemic inequalities that undermine their educational experience. Lastly, the issue of low esteem among girls is deeply rooted in societal perceptions of general roles, which often confine them to domestic responsibilities and diminish their academic aspiration. Addressing these interconnected challenges requires a comprehensive approach that not only promotes educational access but also works to transform the socio-cultural landscape that perpetuates these inequalities. Now, what are the key points of all those first six things that we have to know about this research topic? The first one is domestic violence. Nearly 50% link it to negative impacts on girls' education and psychological health. And also, based on the results of the study, the number two, low enrollment, 84.1% attribute low enrollment rates to socio-cultural practices and parental educational levels. Number three, for the poor performance, 73.4% link poor academic performance to socio-cultural factors, including resource scarcity. Number four, low attendance, 80.8% identify attendance issues as influenced by economic barriers and cultural norms. And number five, high gender disparity, 80.8% see high gender disparity as a result of socio-cultural practices. Number six, low esteem, 69% associate low self-esteem with societal expectation limiting girls' roles. Now, what are the relevance of these first six key points regarding the impact of the research about the girls on the academic performance? This finding underscores that the need of targeted interventions that address both educational access and the socio-cultural barriers affecting girls by recognizing the interplay between domestic issues, parental involvement, economic realities, and societal perceptions. Stakeholders can develop comprehensive strategies to improve girl-child education. This holistic approach can foster an educational environment that not only encourages enrollment and academic performance but also improves and empowers girls to challenge societal norms and achieve their full potential.
So, for the seventh indicator, the high dropout rates. So, the study found out that 77.7% people believe that high dropout rates for girls in Kakuma Camp are caused by social and cultural practices. So, based on the focus group discussions with girls who dropped out, they confirmed that showing that there are societal biases on their gender. And of course, there are also several key issues raised, one of which is the early marriage. So the many people in the community don't see girls' education as important as the boys. So they expect girls to marry early at a certain age, and it is also became their tradition that girls were only prepared for childbearing and to marry young. So for the second issue regarding the high dropout rates is the lack of support from their mothers. So many mothers themselves also didn't go to school, which results in the factor that they don't encourage their daughters also to pursue education. So it emerged during the focus group discussion that many women within the society had not gone to school, and hence such low literacy rates among women aggravated the situation for the young girls who did not get support from their mothers to pursue education. So another issue is the cultural beliefs. So traditional beliefs in societies like the Maasai in Kenya often prioritize marriages and childbearing for women. So like what I said earlier, they more on prioritizing the boys' education over women because they tend to see women as only for childbearing and also for marriage. Moving on to the eighth indicator is the child labor. So the study found out 59.6% of people believe that child labor is a result of social-cultural practices impacting the girls' education. So poverty is one of the issues raised in this camp, in which the girls tend to force to stop being in school or to pursue education for enable for them to help their families. So poverty-driven labor. So families are so poor that they need the children to work and even in dangerous jobs. So there has been a number of instances that the young girls were involved in small merchandise while others are going to school. So this attributed to the poverty level of the camp. So another issue is the type of labor. So girls are involved in various forms of labor like the small merchandise sales and domestic work. And they even work in the range of industries like agriculture, manufacturing, domestic labor, and also sex work. So the girls were exposed to hazardous conditions and harmful substances. So next is the ninth indicator, which is the irresponsible parenthood. So the study found 58.7% of people believe that irresponsible parenting influenced by cultural norms affect the girls' education. So first issue is the lack of support. So parents who are not educated themselves may not understand the value of education or provide the necessary support for their daughters. So the educated parents are more likely to support their daughter's education than those parents who were not who are uneducated. So there's also a supportive family environment. The supportive family environment is also crucial for girls' academic success. And of course, their cultural beliefs. So like I said earlier, that cultural beliefs can also influence the parents' attitudes towards the girls' education. So moving on to the 10th effect or indicators, the lack of female role models. So 57.6% of people believe that the lack of female role models, like female teachers, is a problem caused by the social and cultural practices. So in the camp, there are fewer female teachers than male teachers, especially in places like in Tacoma. So girls often feel more comfortable in female teachers. So for example, girls like to confine their problem to their female teachers, so they like to express their problems to female teachers like unlike those in male teachers. Second issue raised under the lack of female role models is the rural areas. The lack of female teachers, particularly in acute rural areas, believe that their views on the girls only be educated by teachers. So they have some communities prefer girls to be taught by female teachers. Now for the 11th effect, the poverty. So the study found out that 83.5% of people believe that poverty was influenced by the social cultural factors. It is a major barrier to girls' education. So one factor is the lack of income. So families struggle to afford school fees and basic needs. The other is the early marriage. So the poverty can push the girls into early marriage for economic reasons. And of course, dependence on aid. So over-reliance on humanitarian aid can lead to a lack of self-sufficiency. So therefore, majority are dependent on aid and forget how to fish. So this dependence does not caution them from hard times. Instead, it worsens the situation. So for that reason, the cycle of poverty is continuous. So there is a lack of education perpetuates the poverty. And for that reason also, the girls are more likely to drop out. Now for the last but not the least, the 12th indicator, the marginalization. So the study found out that 83.2% of people believe marginalization was driven by the social cultural practices that hinders girls' education. So the first issue is the exclusion. Girls are often excluded from opportunities and decision making. So they have been denied opportunities. So girls are denied the chance to improve their lives. Girls are not given the same chances to attend school as boys. They may be excluded from leadership roles with the community. They are not also given the chance to learn skills that would allow them to earn money. They are not invited to community meetings where decisions are made. And also, the second issue is about the human rights. So marginalization violates girls' human rights. So girls are forced into early marriages, denying them their right to choose their own partners, and they're also subjected to violence and abuse. So violating the right to safety, and also preventing them from the access of health care, infringing on their right to health, and access to the same legal protections as men. There's also issue in social injustice. So this is seen as a form of social injustice. Society creates and reinforces norms that prioritize boys' education and well-being over girls. The systematic discrimination leads to unequal access to equal resources and opportunities. The community accepts or ignores violence against women.
So the study found 12 results. So first is domestic violence, low enrollment of girls in school, poor performance, low attendance, high gender disparity, low self-esteem, high dropout rates, child labor, responsible parenthood, lack of female role models, and poverty. And lastly is we have marginalization. For the domestic violence, so the study found out that 186 or 48.4% stated that domestic fighting was due to social cultural practices on humanitarian response for girl-child education, whereas 198 or 51.6% were of the contrary opinion. So second is we have low enrollment of girls in school. So the study found out that 323 or 84.1% stated that low enrollment of girls in school was due to social cultural practices on humanitarian response for girl-child education, whereas 61 or 15.9% were on a contrary opinion. So next is we have poor performance. So the study found out that 282 or 73.4% stated that poor performance was a result of social cultural practices, while 102 or 26.6% were of the contrary opinion. So next is high gender disparity. So the study found out that 310 or 80.8% stated that high gender disparity was a result of social cultural practices, while 74 or 19.2% were of the contrary opinion. So next is low attendance. So the study found out that 384 or 233 or 60.8% stated that poor performance was a result of social cultural practices, while 151 or 39.2% were of the contrary opinion. So next is we have lost self-esteem. So the result found out that 285 or 69% stated that low esteem was a result of social cultural practices, while 119 or 31% were of the contrary opinion.
High dropout rates is the study found out that out of the 384,298 or 77.7% stated that high dropout rate was a result of socio-cultural practices, while 86 or 22.3% were of the contrary opinion. So, child labor, the study found out that out of the 384,229 or 59.6% stated that child labor was a result of socio-cultural practices, while 115 or 40.4% were of the contrary opinion. Irresponsible parenthood. The study found out that out of the 384,225 or 58.7% stated that irresponsible parenthood was a result of socio-cultural practices, while 159 or 41.3% were of the contrary opinion. Poverty. The study found out that out of the 384,321 or 83.5% stated that poverty was a result of socio-cultural practices, while 63 or 16.5% were of the contrary opinion. Marginalization. The study found out that out of the 384,319 or 83.2% stated that marginalization was a result of
The study concludes that sociocultural practices significantly hinder the education of South Sudanese girls, leading to issues like domestic fighting, low enrollment, and attendance. Factors such as child marriage, domestic chores, and gender bias contribute to the challenges. The study calls for intervention to prevent these occurrences and improve educational outcomes for girls, while also recognizing that not all social cultural practices are harmful.